Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Siti Amaliah, and here I would like to present my research proposal with the title, The Implementation of Formative Assessment by English Teacher During COVID-19 Pandemic at SMK Negeri 1 Tambusai. The first is Chapter 1, Background of the Problem. In the current curriculum, formative assessment is considered as one of the most influential assessment in the teaching and learning process, Media Siti and SMK 2017. This kind of assessment is carried out to assist student learning needs, understanding, and inform fluent learning about critical learning units, Karimi and Sapi 2014. The COVID-19 pandemic that emerged in 2020 in Indonesia has affected all aspects of education, including assessment. Formative assessment is a useful tool in online and offline learning situation. Aviana and Firdaus and Prastikawati 2022. Due to the condition of the pandemic era, teachers generally have carried out formative assessment by giving assessment and test to students. Rabiasi and Blastari 2020. The SMK Negeri 1 Tambusai is one of the schools that has implemented formative assessment during COVID-19 pandemic. Based on the preliminary interview, the researchers found the teacher at the school implemented online and offline formative assessment during the pandemic. The teacher also said there were several obstacles when formative assessment is carried out, namely slow internet networks, student and teacher who didn't understand how to use technology, and students who didn't have smartphone to participate in online learning. Problem of the research. Identification of the problem. Some of the teacher at vocational school should make to form of formative assessment. It stimulates some question. What is the teacher opinion on these two forms of formative assessment? What form of formative assessment have teachers used during COVID-19 pandemic, both in online and offline? What problem have teachers faced when implementing online formative assessment? What problem have teachers faced when implementing offline formative assessment? Limitation of the problem. The researchers will limit this research and only focus on the form of formative assessment that has been implemented by English teachers during COVID-19 pandemic. Formulation of the problem. What are the form of formative assessment implemented by English teachers during COVID-19 pandemic? Objective and significance of the problem. Objective of the problem is to describe the form of formative assessment implemented by English teachers during COVID-19 pandemic. Significance of the problem. Theoretically, this research contributes to development of knowledge about formative assessment both in online and offline learning during COVID-19 pandemic. Practically, for the teachers, the study helps them to enrich their knowledge about assessment, especially formative assessment during online and offline learning. Principles. With this research, schools can make policy or can facilitate to help teachers to make formative assessment in online and offline learning. Future researchers. This research becomes the basis when other people want to do more research on formative assessment, either online and offline learning. Definition of term formative assessment. According to Brown 27, formative assessment is the process of evaluating students based their competency and skill, and aim to assist them in continuing the growth process. COVID-19 pandemic. According to Kementerian Kesehatan RI 2020, coronavirus are a large family of viruses that causes disease in humans and animals. In this subject, English as a school subject is what a tool and a way of gaining knowledge and personal insight. Final 2014. And the next is Chapter 2, Review of Related Theories. Definition of formative assessment. Broadly, formative assessment can be interpreted as a collaborative process carried by educators and students with the aim of understanding student learning, conceptual organization, identification of strengths, diagnosis of weaknesses, areas for improvement, and as a source of information that teacher can use in lesson planning and students can use this to deepen their understanding and improve their achievement. GX 2010. Types of formative assessment. According to Hall and Burke 24, there are two types of formative assessment, planned formative assessment and unplanned formative assessment. New and Teen divides into two types of formative assessment, namely self-assessment and peer assessment. Formative assessment in English language learning. According to Brown 27, most of classroom assessment is formative assessment. Formative assessment is evaluating students in the process of building their competency and skill with the aim of helping them to continue the growth process. Form of formative assessment in online English language learning. There are Google Classroom by Killer 2015, Google Classroom by Ineo and Pignet 2018, Proverbs Quiz by Wijayanti 2022, Kahoot by Kim 2019, Socrative by Waluyo 2018, Edmodo by Coach et al. 2015, Modal by Padayachi et al. 2018. Forms of formative assessment in offline English language learning. There are Thomas and Thompson by Wiley 28, Chapter Firewall by Wiley 28, Questioning by Black et al. 23, Discussion by Black and William 1998, Constructive Quiz by Nika 21, Assist List by Pertwee et al. 2021, Graphic Organizer by Pertwee et al. 2021, Kinesthetic Assessment by Pertwee et al. 2021. Relevant research. Relevant research in online teaching and learning. First is Astiandi and Anam 2021. In the research, the all of teachers' perception towards the implementation of online formative assessment amid the COVID-19 pandemic. Next is Tiawati Wiyaka and Pustikawati 2021. In the research, English teachers' conception of formative assessment in online learning. Library research has been conducted by Christianti 2021. The implementation of formative assessment in online learning environment. Last, Robiase and Lastari 2021. In the research, formative assessment in the pandemic era. And research in offline teaching and learning. There are after NCAN 2020. In the research, teachers' perception and practice of formative assessment in the EL classroom. Other study about formative assessment used by English teacher has been conducted by Prati et al. 2021, Fitriani et al. 2021 conducted a research about teachers' understanding about formative assessment. And the last, Jada and Himmat 2019 in the research. The implementation of formative assessment and its impact on EL student academic performance at Kandahar University. Conceptual framework. The conceptual framework deals with formative assessment during COVID-19 pandemic. The form of formative assessment in online learning, there are Google Form, Google Classroom, Proverbs Quiz, Kahoot, Socrative, Edmodo, and Modal. Formative assessment. The form of formative assessment in online learning, there are thumbs up and thumbs down, structure per work, questioning, discussion, constructive quiz, assist sleep, graphic organizer, and kinesthetic assessment. And the last is chapter 3, method of the research. The research design. For this research, the researchers will try to describe formative assessment implemented by English teachers during COVID-19 pandemic. So that to share the researcher choose the qualitative research, the crossword 2012. The research design is case study in 2018. The case study fits this research because the phenomena that occurred in the implementation of formative assessment during COVID-19 pandemic, both in online and offline learning. The question of the time of the research. The location of the research will be at SMK Negeri 1 Tambusai. It's located in Talikomain Tambusai, Rekan Hulu, Riau. The research will conduct on June until July 2022. Participants of this research. The participants of this research are 2 English teachers who are selected by using progressive sampling. According to Arikunto 2010, progressive sampling is the process of selecting samples by taking subjects that are not based on level or religion, but is taken based on a specific purpose. Technique of collecting the data. Interview and documentation are suitable techniques in qualitative research. In this study, researchers will use these techniques to collect the required data, namely interview and documentation. Interview. The researchers will use interview as a as a main technique to obtain information about the implementation of formative assessment by English teachers during the COVID-19 pandemic. In this study, researchers will use semi-structured interview. In addition, open-ended questions will use so that a respondent can answer the question with their own way and their own word. Documentation. In this study, researchers will take documentation in the form of lesson plan and sample question for formative assessment given by teacher to student COVID during learning in the COVID-19 pandemic. And the last is data analysis technique. For this research, the researchers use qualitative data analysis by Miles et al. 2014. There are three steps as follows. First is data condensation or data reduction. Next, data display and drawing and verifying conclusions. I think that's all my presentation of my research proposal. Thanks for the attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.